Hi everybody, it's Rianne and Mandy here from The Healthy Mummy. Now today we are talking about food swaps over Christmas. Now we love Christmas. It's an amazing time for family, for goodwill, for eating delicious foods and for having lots of fun. But what Christmas sometimes means is overindulgence, and we are just overwhelmed with so much food on an hourly basis over the Christmas period. Now today we're here with the incredible Mandy, who's a food scientist and nutritionist and has been working with The Healthy Mummy since 2012. And today Mandy is going to be showing us some really clever food swaps so that when we do indulge in some really tasty foods, that we don't overindulge in the wrong ones and gain that Christmas weight gain. So Mandy, talk to us. What can we swap?
Doesn't this look amazing? I love all the abundance of food. I think food swaps is a really interesting way to be able to still enjoy food, still have the social occasion. When you're trying to endeavour on a healthy eating journey, you don't have to miss out. And that's the best thing about The Healthy Mummy. You're never missing out. So here we've got quite a few food swaps. Over here we've got our, chips and dip, which is really high in salt. Sometimes even the dips are high in sugar, high in sort of saturated fats and things like that. And an easy way to be able to swap that out is have things like pita chips with dips and veggies. And pita chips, they can actually, you can't see the flavour there, but you can taste it. You can put even like salt and vinegar on there, or rub garlic or different herbs and stuff like that. And it's super easy, and you'll save on a lot of calories, but also salt and artificial ingredients.
I was going to say, even just looking at this here, you can almost just see the artificialness within that. It's
you can see the manufacturing. Exactly.
Whereas this one, you can just see the wholesomeness, and it's so much healthier for you. And I think, and I know you're a big advocate of this as well, it's just thinking about what the food's doing to your insides.
Totally.
It's such an important
this
thing.
has just got so much fibre in it and things like that, which is just fantastic for your digestion. Makes you feel good and feel fuller for longer, which is fantastic. The next one we've got here is, it's not an exact swap per se, but you've got your old school tomato sauce and tomato salsa. I mean, the thing is as well, with food over Christmas, no food's a bad food, but like you said, we've got so many festive occasions over December that you're just inundated with these kinds of foods. So normally I'd say, don't worry, just have a teaspoon, but when you're just it's going to be in your face all the time, think about swapping it for something like a really fresh tomato salsa, which is so easy to make, really fresh and flavorful and just delicious.
And I think as well, is that I'm sure many people can identify with, is the husbands, right? The husbands, they love the tomato sauce. They want it on everything, right? So although they might not want to swap something straight away, just make something like this for them.
Totally.
Get them to try it, and I bet you they'll be surprised at how tasty it is. They might still want a little bit of this, but I bet you'll be able to convert them to have something like this as well. Just getting them being a bit more healthier.
The thing is with things like sauces and dips and stuff like that, that's where you often find the hidden salts and the sugars and things. So when you're making them yourself, you avoid all of those kinds of ingredients, which is great. Here we've got your good old Aussie snag, and so I love a good sausage, don't get me wrong, I love it, but we don't really know what sometimes goes in the sausages. It's really high in saturated fats, high in nitrates and things like that, and different kind of artificial ingredients. It's so easy to be able to just cut up some beef and put it on a skewer, or chicken, have some beef or chicken kebabs. Way less fat, way less. You're in control of what's actually going on there, which is great.
Which is much better for you.
Much better.
For those mums who are buying sausages, is there a way of where you can buy them which is better? So is it better to buy from the butchers?
Organic? There's so many different options these days. Definitely a butcher is a really great way. Start a relationship with your butcher so you can talk through what you would like and what you wouldn't like. There's also a wide range of different types of sausages, different sort of protein based, so pork, chicken, beef, even kangaroo, which is something which is quite interesting.
What's best for you?
Oh, well, kangaroo's pretty low in fats, but fat also gives you the flavour and mouthfeel as well, so it's a bit of a toss-up on that one. But there are some really good sausages out there. Even in the supermarket, sometimes you can find some really good options that are pretty clean, in inverted commas. And then we're going to move on to some sweet stuff. So
exciting.
Which is terrific. So again, I love ice cream, and if it was an every other day thing, it's something, but it's just you know, it's on the table every second meal time during summer and during Christmas time. So it's really easy to make things like our mango bars, which are in the December challenge,
they look
or
delicious.
even those kind of ingredients, which is literally just yogurt and mango and bananas. Freeze them off and just whiz them up for some nice cream.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we even have
absolutely.
actually the green smoothie bowl in the December challenge, which to me is just nice cream, and you
Yeah.
can eat it for breakfast because
Yeah.
it's good for you.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, it's
absolutely.
fruits and yogurts, which is just delicious.
The kids love it as well, right?
Kids love it,
Yeah.
love it, love
Yeah.
it. To eat it with a spoon,
Yeah, yeah.
it's amazing. Very
Great.
messy, but
Yes.
great. And then the other exciting thing that we have on the December challenge this month is our pavlovas, which,
yum.
I mean, this is pretty simple to make. You could also make it a big version.
Yeah.
This version up here is the not so good for you version, but you could make a bigger version of that.
Yeah.
Super easy. So the recipe has 4 serves in it, but you could just make it one. You could double that recipe and keep on making it. Here we've got, so obviously pavlovas are incredibly sweet. Like when you make them from scratch, you realize how much sugar's going in. I mean, this particular one has almost 500 grams of sugar in it, which is a lot.
gosh.
So if we look at like a kilo of sugar is roughly that much sugar, which is
it's an awful
intense,
lot.
right? Like
Yeah.
your
And
kids
it's
are going to
just not
go,
good for you.
woo, it's
Yeah.
going to be awful.
Yeah.
But this one here, we've actually used a natural sweetener based on stevia.
Now tell me how you went with the actual pavlova with stevia, because
Yeah.
over the years we've tried doing pavlovas and it's just
Oh, do you know what
talk
my
to me.
tip is,
Yeah,
right?
tell us the
Pavlova?
tip. Give us the
My
tip.
tip, look, do you know, baking can be tricky because
Yeah.
it's so dependent on the weather, and I was a bit nervous when I made this last night because it was very hot.
Yeah.
But the main tip with pavlova is to keep it on a really low heat.
Okay, low heat, everybody.
No, wait, no, that's
the
not the
second
tip.
tip.
The second tip is,
Yeah.
which I learnt from my mother,
Yes.
is that you turn the oven off after it's cooked,
Yeah.
and you leave it in there until it's dead cool.
Okay.
Just
There
for
you
it to
go.
harden and crisp up, so
Right.
it's got that sort of firm outer
Okay,
shell.
great.
Yeah, and also when you're whipping the egg white, to make sure you've got some stiff peaks
That's
there.
got no white sugar in.
No white sugar.
Great.
We've got
Okay.
the natural stevia sugar, and we have it's got like the corn flour. It's a pretty standard recipe,
Yeah.
but we've subbed out the navia.
Okay, great.
Then the thing about beautiful pavlovas, like this delicious one, is what we often fill it with in Australia is double cream and all the likes, you know, which
Straight
is
on here.
straight on your thighs. Tastes good, very indulgent, and can really sit in your tummy. I mean, once you've had your plum pudding and your ham and your whatnot, you really don't need to set it with the pavlova like this. Although it is delicious, it sometimes is difficult to stop.
Yeah.
But with the double cream, we've got some different ways. So this is sort of like a kind of normal cream that you would put in. What we've put in here is we've just put a sort of plain yogurt, but you can put sort of a plain vanilla yogurt. Yum is a really lovely brand of vanilla yogurt, and just topped it with some passion fruit. You could do raspberries, any kind of fruit on the top. So that's what's giving you natural sweetness.
Yeah, great.
And I think the thing is, if you've even if you've only just started on this healthy mummy journey, your palate's changing.
Yeah.
So something like this will be incredibly sweet to you if you've been following the recipes and the challenges, because we often have a really low sort of free sugar in our recipes when we develop them. So having something like this will still taste really sweet, but naturally sweet, which is great.
It looks delicious.
It looks cute, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it
I
looks
love all the
lovely. I
mini
love it.
portions.
Great.
And if they don't work, don't worry, smash it. It's an eaten mess, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't what it's called? In a cup.
absolutely.
Some other food swaps that we've got here, which are common around Christmas time. So obviously we've got yogurt with vanilla bean to sub out for sort of cream. We've also got mayonnaise is something that we use a lot in sort of potato salads or pasta salads. You could make it yourself, but it's fraught with danger over summer with raw eggs.
Yes.
We don't want anyone to get very unwell. So even using a yogurt with lemon juice and some herbs and spices just to tart it up goes quite nicely with potato salad or pasta salad. Brandy butter. I, as a child, would almost get drunk on my grandma's brandy butter, but it is also very high in fat. So you could even use things like yogurt and mix it in with some yummy maple syrup to make it a bit more festive.
Okay, great.
Which
Well,
is
that's
great.
some great swaps there.
Yeah.
So we can still enjoy all the yumminess
Still have
of
fun.
Christmas, still have fun without gaining all the excess calories, sugar and salt, which is great. So thanks so much, Mandy. We'll be definitely
Thanks.
using all these. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Rianne.